SEO is really hard to crack because there's only so many search terms people use to search for dating, which is dating app, best dating app, free dating app, and it's dominated already by a ton of guys like incumbent users, like incumbent players like Match.com and Cupid, and are you going to be really able to beat them? Like they've been around for much longer? Probably not, and so you probably need to figure out the first two, which is paid acquisition or word of mouth.
It's really interesting that you focus a lot on relationship, because I think I believe, how many, just to show our hands because there's a lot of new people, right? How many of you actually use dating apps beyond Coffee Meets Bagel? Give her some numbers, so she's studying the market here, right? She needs to know, like, yeah. So, it gets really tiring when we use different kind of apps and then you keep meeting people, going through the same cycle again. So it's really good. Yeah, let's put on the next person. We have a question.
So I do advising for startups, especially around tech and product. I have a co-strat, I'm the CTO for a dating company. Do I have to use it?
He's
Can
quite
you hear me
loud.
over there? Cool, I think we're set. So I also have a friend who was a CTO for a dating company in Germany. I don't know if you know. One of the questions I had was, I noticed that OkCupid was conspicuously missing from your 4-quadrant plot.
Yeah.
You could talk about why that is, or if it was unintentional. And then also, you mentioned the distribution of males to females on different platforms.
Yeah.
And in terms of the marketplace dynamics, because
Yeah.
I do a lot of work in companies that are two-sided markets, so
Yeah.
like transport, dating sites, how does that play out in your experience on your platform? So you mentioned it's basically 2-to-1, male to female. What is it on your?
Yeah, so the second question, answer the second question, I don't know if SurveyMonkey is big here, but SurveyMonkey is a kind of like they started with survey, like allowing business to conduct surveys, but now they are into data as well, providing different data analytics for all the apps, kind of like Flurry. And they just released this interesting statistics on all the dating apps. Most of the dating apps that are kind of known globally, and there were actually only 3 dating apps that had more women than men on their platform, and those were Christian Mingle, Coffee Meets Bagel, and eHarmony. And all the rest had significantly more guys than women, as you kind of seen by the average statistic. And so our platform is, in general, there is geographic variation, but in general it's 60% women and 40% men. The first question is, OkCupid, yeah, it wasn't done intentionally. I think if you were to ask me like where to place them, I think they do come very close to low friction, kind of relationship focused. When we ask our users, hey, what are the other apps you use or services besides Coffee Meets Bagel? I actually thought that most would mention Tinder and the more conspicuous millennial apps, because our age demographic is lower, is like below 30. But the 2 apps that come up the most frequently were Match.com and OkCupid.
Interesting sharing. So just wondering, because you said you're just testing out the market here, and then there's so many other incoming players. What's your plans in winning the market here?
I don't have a plan yet. So I have to learn more. So today, for example, I met up with one of the co-founders of Pector to learn more about what they're doing here and why they're working so well. I think we are just starting to do international expansion, and so I'm not going to pretend to, that I have all the answers. We're kind of figuring out as we go. We're still a very early stage startup, and I think as an early stage startup, you have to be scrappy when it comes to venturing into new space. The reason why we decided to create an experiment group where we just didn't want to do anything is because we didn't want to invest so much effort into localizing and doing all the competitive studies and making it all work, just to find out that our CMB as an app is not a product market fit in Singapore. And the reason why now I'm starting to pay attention is because I am seeing some kind of traction coming up here, and I think now is the time for us to kind of dive in and figure out, okay, how do we actually customize Coffee Meets Bagel in a way that fits more into the Singaporean market, There's also like it's complicated, right? There is even today, just today, I learned that there's a lot of different ethnicity group here and religious preferences here that matters a lot when it comes to dating, and so we need to be able to figure out a way to address that as well. I think it's only just beginning.
Sorry. So just a quick question. So you were talking about how.
Can the back hear her? You want to use the mic?
So you were saying how Coffee Meets Bagel focuses more on relationships. So what is it that you've built into the app that allows it so that you're drawing more relationships? Like I know it's you can choose one person a day or something like that, but was this more like a brand play, or was there intentional aspects of your product that was devised for that? Just because you said it's low friction, but friction also pulls in the right people for relationships.
Yeah, I think it's a combination. I think for dating apps or any kind of social network, branding matters significantly. And so, I think a good example is there are people who are CMB users who are also on Tinder. The way they behave on Tinder is very different from the way they behave in CMB, and I think it's because of the community that we were able to cultivate and the expectation of what we consider good behavior in CMB and what you're supposed to behave. And I'm not saying everyone does that way. Like I'm sure there are a lot of exceptions as well. But I think because we are known as branding, we're not shy about the fact that we're not about hookups. We're not about just browsing. We're not about that. We're really about if you come here, you come here because you want to go on dates and you want to be in a relationship. We're very, very clear on that. And I think we end up just attracting people whose message resonates. Because that message resonates with them and that's what they're looking for. So that's one. I think branding is big. And then second factor is the product design. And one product design that actually really promoted that, I think, is our hyper focus on quality versus quantity. A lot of dating apps that have come out recently and focus on the entertainment, which is on the right side of the quadrant, is all about putting in front of you as many profiles as possible. You can swipe Tinder all day, or go on Match, and it's like hundreds and hundreds you can browse. And I think it's really difficult to think about each person meaningfully in that kind of setting, which is why we wanted to invest in our algorithm so that we can provide quality matches, but much, much fewer. We started with one actually, and what we realized over time is, our algorithm is not perfect. So, having one a day, it's like 100%. What do you call it? Like there's no room for a margin of error, right? So then a lot of our users were coming in at noon excited, but they kind of leaving disappointed because they didn't like the way they cannot wait for 24 hours. And so eventually we've kind of increased that number until our algorithm can get it actually perfectly. But it's still very much limited, and I think that allows people to actually focus on each person more and give more weight to each profile and each connections that they are able to get from CMB versus other apps.
You guys know interesting fact? She actually got her boyfriend through the app. You want to share a bit more with everyone? I believe they'll be very curious to hear that.
Okay.
Can you hear?
No. I don't know how to. So I'll speak louder. So off the record, actually this is my second boyfriend that I found through Coffee Meets Bagel. I am, I jokingly say, thank God I found somebody through Coffee Meets Bagel because I have two sisters, but both are married and they've dated for their husband a very long time. So I was the only single person who was actually using the app, and I can proudly say to everyone, actually it works, and I'm the living proof. But anyway, and yeah, I'm a big believer because it worked for me, and it's worked for so many of my own friends in San Francisco and everywhere else. And so if you are really, if you are single looking to go on dates, try Coffee Meets Bagel because I know it works.
She wants to talk.
What's your future plans for the company?
Yeah, so I think there are two plans. One is I think because we've been able to develop a product market fit among the people who actually are looking for dates and relationship. For the second app, we're actually focused a lot on monetization strategy. Dating app is actually one of those categories where I personally believe we have to figure out monetization faster than.
Not so much about your product, but more so, are you looking for expansion? Are you looking for acquisitions? Are you looking for a trade out? You
Yeah.
know, yeah, something along those lines.
Yeah.
Over a midterm plan, over a 3-5 year program.
Yeah.
You're right now in your started at 12.
Yeah.
You're now in your 4th year.
Mhm.
So by the 5th year,
Yeah.
where do you see yourself next year?
Yeah. So we want to get to profitability. That's number one. And then next year, if with additional funding, we want to expand globally. And so we have started doing it here and there, but it takes quite a bit of dollars and required to launch properly in a market. And so that we definitely want to do. Whenever people ask about exit, like I don't really, honestly, I guess what I'm supposed to say is like, oh yeah, I'm gonna build $1 billion company and grow company as big as Match.com. My sisters and I don't, and I'm not saying this is good, don't think about our exit as much as probably we should, because right now we're just really head down focused on how do we actually deliver on our product value proposition better. We are right now in the introduction phase, like introducing people to so that they can find somebody. I really believe that is only a starting ground, and eventually we can move into facilitating more dates. Maybe even going like how do we actually serve more couples that are generated by Coffee Meets Bagel. There's actually a lot of things that we can do from here of like owning